you seen the new Japanese robot made with real human skin? I have not. Japanese scientists create living robot skin with human cells. That looks very nice just off the thumbnail.
In a scientific breakthrough, Japanese scientists have found a way to attach artificially created living skin to robot faces for more realistic smiles and facial expressions. Now,
I'll never understand why we want that.
At Tokyo University, this innovation comes from copying tissue structures in people. Lab using living cells, the study that is published in
that looks so cool.
Cell Reports. Physical
he seems so
science
happy.
Says that the robot skin is soft like real skin and can repair itself if cut. Human-inspired skin of robots itch or sweat. Now, according to its researchers,
whoa, itch or sweat? I couldn't give a fuck less. That's like the last question I would ever ask about the robot skin. Hey, excuse me, Sexbot 4000, are you itchy? Do you mean to massage your muscles? Why are we focusing on like the worst parts of this? I don't think robots should look humanoid at all. I just don't see any benefit unless it's a sex bot.
In research into skin aging, cosmetics and surgical procedures, including plastic surgery.
Very cool. Bro made meat clown. Yeah, I guess so. This is awful. They'll be able to feel pain, straight up satanic. Well, they're not going to feel pain just because they have realistic skin. You'd still have to set up nerves to the bot. But I don't know why we would ever do that. At that point, you're just making worse humans. It's fucking worthless. Why try and sympathize over a robot? I don't know. I don't know why anyone wants that. I think the optimal robots are the ones that have absolutely no human resemblance or anything whatsoever. They are robots with a specific task, and they do that task, and that's it. It's very stupid to try and make them all humanoid. So like a Roomba. I think a Roomba is a great example of a good robot. You see they're engineering robot strippers? There's nothing sacred anymore. We can't even have strippers. AI's coming for everything. Damn! Most people want their service to feel personal, so it would work better if bots were humanoid. This would only be in social situations, so meh. What people want their service to feel personal? Most people treat the human beings at fast food restaurants as if they're less than human. I feel like that's not the norm. Most people probably don't want a personal feel to the service they're given. If they did, they wouldn't be spitting on, fighting, yelling, screaming, and shitting on every, like, customer service worker in the world. Looks like salami with eyes. Yeah, a little bit. What about the Abraham Lincoln robot? He's pretty cool. Which one's that? Have we looked at him before?
Hey everybody, it's Norm from Tested. I'm here.
Well, let me just see, like, a demonstration. He's spamming LA Noire idle animations. That's a cool robot. You see Jack Carlson, Mr. Chinese Succulent Meal, is getting a documentary made about his life. That came out already. Didn't it? A couple years ago, I think. This one's still iconic.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis before. What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Oh, that's a nice headlock, sir. Oh, yes. I see that you know your judo well.
So this guy already had something made about him. What's the new documentary? He seems like a really interesting guy. What was his name again? It's Jackson Carlson, right? What did he do? They got the wrong guy. So they were looking for like an infamous, what was it? A guy who handles money for the mafia or some shit. I can't quite recall. And they thought he was like some kind of like dine and dash or something. He like, oh no, was it not? What the fuck was it? Am I crossing wires? I remember the dine and dash rumor, but I thought he himself came out and said that they confused him with a guy who worked with organized crime, using fake cards or something, handling money. Let me just look it up. So he said he did this because he wanted to appear crazy, so he might be placed in an asylum where it would be easier to escape. It was revealed he had an artistic career making paintings, including some of the arrest. He was interviewed in 2021. Okay, I can't quite find who they confused him for anymore. We watched an interview on him like 2 or 3 years ago, and he said who they confused him for and what the crime actually was, and I can't remember. It says on his wiki that he's a serial prison escapee. Jack Carlson? I don't think so. He's just an artist. Prison escapee behind iconic succulent Chinese meal footage meets with arresting officer. Oh. They believe Mr. Carlson, a frequent guest of the restaurant, have been paying for lunches with stolen credit cards. Who are you taking in a golf match, Trump or Biden? I still haven't seen Biden actually swing a golf club. All the golfing footage of him, and it's only like 2 videos we found, is him putting. So I don't know. Meanwhile, Trump is on a golf course like every couple hours. So I'd say probably him. You see the Longlegs trailer yet? Yeah, this movie actually looks pretty good. It got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes as well, so this might actually be kind of a banger. Can't wait for this movie. Marketing's been awesome. Has it been awesome? Like I said, I've only seen one trailer. The trailer's really good, though. The trailer doesn't really show you anything except for some really eerie scenes. So it's hard to put together exactly what it's going to be about, per se, and I think that's nice. I was able to see an early screening of this movie, and it's amazing. Might be better than Hereditary. That's huge praise. Should I buy a $2,400 Metal Gear Rising Raiden suit? I'm not your dad. You spend your money how you want. I will say that sounds really cool. Your machine grab doesn't work yet. Been months and months since you said it would. Fire those engineers and hire real ones. Brother, what are you talking about? It works completely fine. It's just a matter of handling the load, which is why it's been doing members slowly. Like, you've seen it go off during streams. That's people from stream and the test working on it. It works. And it's not exactly an easy thing to set up. I think they've been doing a fine job. You're not even subbed or anything, so it's not like you could play it anyway. Why are you so aggressive? I think it's been doing some really cool stuff over there, Ryan. I'll tell you what's not cool, though, is the Boeing Starliner. The Boeing Starliner is a fucking disaster. I did see, in some good news, Boeing is getting charged for criminal fraud. I'm gonna pull that up real quick. U.S. wants Boeing to plead guilty to fraud over fatal crashes. This Boeing story will be a movie when Boeing stops fucking up every other day. Boeing can't go more than 3 days without something catastrophic going wrong with one of their aircrafts. CEO getting a 45% raise in 1 year is crazy. Yeah, he even got grilled on that. He even got called out, like, why did you get such a huge fucking bump? I think you're misreading. U.S. Department wants them to admit wrongdoing and accept a small hit rather than go to court and possibly bankrupt the company, impacting all airlines. I haven't looked at this article. I read a different one earlier, and it sounded like they were pushing for criminal charges. Oh yeah, wait. Well, I mean, it's still progress in holding Boeing accountable. Just not exactly the best way of going about it, I would say. Yeah, this pretty much sums it up. This is just a reworking of letting Boeing off the hook. Classic. Last update we got on the Boeing Starliner is that they'll likely be stuck in space for another 45 to 90 days. They won't stay past 45. They're just going to send them back on a different... a vehicle's definitely not the right word. Different craft, not the Starliner. They can't stay up there past 45 days from what I was reading. Like, they can, but they wouldn't let them. They'll bring them back on something else that's not the Boeing Starliner. Heard they could be on the ISS for months. Like, they can, but they're not going to let them. They will have them come back in a different craft. It's not like the Starliner is their only option for return. Currently here at SpaceX, we briefly discussed possibly bringing back the Starliner crew on board a Dragon. However, it's unlikely we'll be able to do that, and given the logistical hurdles and lack of available capsules, Soyuz is also an option. Well, that's pretty cool. I think they have a couple other options as well, from what I read. But that would be pretty cool. I know, Terminal. Boeing's never going to fail. That's just the reality of it. I saw a really good point made on Twitter. At least it was a good point to a little reptile brain idiot like me, who said that as Boeing stock continues to plummet, you might want to consider buying because the government's eventually going to bail them out and the stock is going to rebound. I'm not a stock market investor, but I read that and I was like, you're totally right. As the Boeing stock bottoms out, it'd be silly not to buy it because it's not going away. You willing to admit Dr. Disrespect was innocent? Is that like a meme or something? It's crazy how people are just making up fanfic and throwing it around like actual evidence now, such as that email that was debunked. And I saw there's another one which is a screenshot from a community tab where it's actual just nonsense speculation where apparently There's people that believe Dr. Disrespect was framed and a Twitch employee impersonated a 17-year-old. Now, there's nothing to state that anywhere, and I'm sure Dr. Disrespect would have mentioned it himself, but let's play around with that idea for a second. Dr. Disrespect is innocent because he was talking to a Twitch employee that was trying to set him up by impersonating a minor. You realize Dr. Disrespect wouldn't have known that was a Twitch employee. He still would have thought it'd be a minor. So even in that most unrealistic, ridiculous circumstance there, it makes him still look exactly the same. I can't even believe the amount of cope that I'm seeing pop up. The dude openly admitted to it, and people are still finding ways of defending it. I don't understand why. Oh, she was actually 17 and 11 months. There was actually a Twitch employee impersonating a 17-year-old. No, Doc absolutely knew he was actually galaxy braining Twitch so he could get a big payday out once he realized that he was talking to a decoy, which is why he even began with the communication in the first place. It's unbelievable. It's actually unbelievable. No, the age isn't confirmed at all. The email that floated around was literal fanfic. And now the community tab screenshot people are sharing is once again just fanfic. That's literally what happened to Predators on To Catch a Predator. The minors were decoys. I know. But it's different with the Doc. Nah, it's super different with the Doc. Do you think he's enjoying his vacation? Yeah, I think so.